Hello, everyone. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, can you all hear? No? Hello, hello, hello. Okay. It's working. Awesome. How's everybody doing tonight? Hello, Twitch. Hello, YouTube. So there was a little episode happen earlier. I told you folks today that I would be trying to get into something interesting during the afternoon or something. I would try to see if I could stream it to make it interesting. And I actually did. Right before the stream, maybe around 8 or something, I got into a molten core. So I got into an MC, and it was a last minute thing. I was kind of like, oh my god, I got into an MC, like it'd be cool, I'm gonna stream it and stuff. And as I was trying to like move my mic around to kind of like put it back in front of me, then like the base of it just like got off, and then I didn't have the time to replace it, and it was like a little bit of a mess and like whatever. So unfortunately I wasn't able to stream the thing. My microphone from here is not connected with the system anymore since I got this new one. So unfortunately I wasn't able to stream the MC, but hey, we managed to fix it to make it happen so that I can be here right now. So, and hopefully the mic is not gonna like fall apart as I'm going to be streaming, but cross fingers. I think it's gonna be all right. Alrighty. So there is something though. There is something I would like to be able to tell you and to show you, because I think it's pretty awesome. I think it's pretty. Oh, we got this. We got the Mantle of Prophecy. One piece of the tier 1. That is a start. That is a start. It's actually, if I can be completely honest, the Mantles of Prophecy are actually completely garbage. They're, in my mind, they're just like if I wear my healing gear, I have like these shoulders, which are incredible. You know, 3 MP5, 26 healing, 11 intellect. They're like, wow, they're awesome. And look at these ones. Look at like the comparison. I literally lose like 15 healing. I lose 15 healing just to be able to wear the tier 1. I get a lot of intel. I lose on MP5 because I think 3 MP5 is higher than 10 spirit. But you know, it's like right now I don't really care. It's you know, like I'm gonna wear it when I'm gonna be like out there in the world, when I'm gonna be questing, when I'm gonna be like farming some stuff, and just out there in general, you know. Oh, we might be getting a we might be getting an AQ20. That would actually be amazing. Hey, look at that. We were rushing to make it happen earlier. We were like all, you know, like rushing up trying to like make it work, and like, and now like we're here logging in last month, and boom, what do we see? AQ20. AQ20 ready. They need a priest. We're here, we're ready, we're at the tree. Gives me the go. And we are on our way to our first AQ20. Man, this week has been such a great week. I literally got best in slot, like almost best in slot for all of my, for this guy, except for my wand. Like almost full best in slot on this guy in 1 week. 1 week. And not only 1 week, but like this week, look at that. Did it appear is my UI showing? Yeah, look at that. Ani, Zul'Gurub, Molten Core. We got our 3 resets basically that we can do, and we're about to get our 4th. So that means for this week we'll have done all of our resets, all of our gear, everything. That it's absolutely incredible. I'm so surprised. I didn't think I would gear this guy so quickly, and I also did not think I'd be able to get into a group for all of these stuff, all of these 4 things in the same. Bummer. I'm gonna increase the volume of the. It's a little. Okay. Okay, so now we have decisions to make. I have to reserve 2 pieces of gear. I have to reserve 2 pieces of gear, but I'm not quite sure which one I actually want. So we absolutely want the wand. That is for sure. So I'm going to right now the I did a list earlier. I did a list of the gear that I want, and we want. Oh no, the wand is in ZG. It's not in here. It's okay. It's okay. It is okay. I'm just going to go reserve my gear. Let's hope that it works. Okay, I'm in. Love to guard the name. Kiki, priest, discipline. Okay, what do we want to reserve is the question. We could go with the staff. The staff is pretty awesome. Oh yes, the gloves. Ooh. Yeah, we're going with the staff and the gloves. That's what we're doing, chat. We are going with. Hello there. Hello, Shay55. How are you doing? Sorry, I need to type on the keyboard to be able to reserve my 2 pieces of gear, but the mic is literally in the way and I cannot see anything. Tackle of Unscarred. What does that look like? Go with let's go check that. So far I have reserved these gloves because they're insane. 21 healing spell power or the staff. What do we want? I think the staff is a little, I don't know. I think we're gonna go with the shackles. Yeah, we're gonna go to the shackles because we're gonna have benediction anyway at some point. Let's just go for the gear for now. Shackle of Unscarred. Soft reserved. Alright. Did anyone reserve the same thing as me so far? So far, no. Didn't happen. Love the Sakura. Good, how are you? Nice game. Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy you're liking the Sakura. It's I hope it's not too much like, you know, one thing that I thought about is like, you know, there is that branch. I think in the screen you kind of see it about here. You know, about here. Kind of thing that it kind of like goes down. So I was kind of you know, either it makes me look like I'm wearing a crown or it covers a little bit of my face, but you know, I think it looks nice. I love it. How are you doing tonight? So Shay Shay, are you knowledgeable on World of Warcraft at all? Have you played the game before? Always, if there's anyone out there in the chat, you know, feel free to say hi. Start a conversation between yourselves if you like to. You know? Ask me any question you want. You can ask me a question about, you know, a question about myself, question about the game, question about anything. I've played this game for literally 15 years on and off, so and I mainly play healers. So if you have any questions, I can probably help, but I'll be able to help better as if it's a question regarding healers for sure. I'm not sure I can actually explain everything about other classes, but hey, you're a 5-head beast. Ooh, I love it. Welcome to the club. I like to think of myself as a 5-head beast myself. You know, if you'd like to, what we could do, you know, I have an idea what we could do. You could come and meet me in the game. If you're playing World of Warcraft, come meet me in the game and we're going to duel. We're going to do a 1 versus 1. We're going to duel. And the person that wins the duel wins the title of the biggest 5-head of this chat. What do you think? Why do I like priest and healer best? Good question. Thank you for asking. I like so when I do things in general, even when I played sports, like I played tennis for basically like so long. I played tennis for years. I was ranked sixth in Quebec, 32nd in Canada, and I even did like international tournaments and stuff like that. And whether it's that or whether it's like I played baseball a lot, I played different sports like like football and all that stuff. And it's kind of like when I play, I like the feeling of kind of like being far behind and seeing everything developed in front of me. Like I like like taking a step back, seeing everything develop in front of me, and then from there I kind of like react to whatever the circumstances are, and I adapt and I try to do like whatever it takes to like help my friends and to make like the team win. And a healer does that. It's really rare that you have a healer that's like in the front, with the warriors that are like attacking everyone and all of that stuff. Like healer, like we stay back, stay back, and we just help people out, and I like that. That's the way, even in my own personal life, like playing sports and like whatever, I always like having this like stay back kind of feeling and help out as much as I could. Anyway, so that's that. And priest is just, I don't know, it's just it has a lot of variety. It has different kinds of stuff you can do. It's a very good, well-rounded class. So I don't know, it's just when I started the game 15 years ago, I started a priest, and that's the farthest I go with any class was a priest. And since then, it kind of became my thing. I just stuck to that, and I really liked it and enjoy it. So that's why. I bet I could beat you. I bet you could beat me too. I bet you could beat me too. I'm sure you're one of these people that just play WoW all day. Or coming in here just to flex your big muscles and your big 5-head moves. And then you want to have your moment of glory of coming in the game and beat me in front of all of my chat. And then you can just laugh at me. I'm up for it. I'm up for it. Bring it on. So right now we are going to AQ, which is Anquirage. It's located here in Silithus. It's in the south. So for those of you who might not be like comfortable with the game, who are not like understand like what that means. So in World of Warcraft, there's many different kinds of content, but there's content that you can do solo, like in the outside world. You can just like like walk here and like attack these like like basilisks and whatever, and like you can do like so many different things. But there is some content in the game that is harder, and because it's harder, it requires to have people with you in a team to be able to tackle. And the harder the content is, the more people you need to be able to beat the content. So what is called dungeons, or what is called instances, are 5-man group that you go through, you navigate, and it can be pretty hard. And usually you do 5-man groups in content. You do dungeon in order to like, so you do 5-man group dungeon in order to be able to get like kind of like basic gear for your character to become stronger. So the way the gear the way it works is that you would go in, and let's say you kill a particular monster, and then the monster has a chance to give you, for example, that hat. And if this amazingly looking turban that I have would like give you particular stats that can be really good for you. It can be really good if you have the right class, if you have the right spec. So if you're a healer or a damage dealer or a tank, it always depends. And what you want to do is you want to do these 5-man content in order to be able to get the best gear possible that you can. But once you've already what is called like best in slot, so the best item for the slot that you needed, so like for the head, for the neck, for the shoulders, etc. Once you have every piece of gear that you can have for your character from 5-man content, then you need to do harder content. And harder content, you have 10-man dungeons, you have 25-man raids. They're called raids when they're 25-man, and you can also have 40-man raids. So again, the harder the content, the better the gear. So if you do a 40-man raid, you're gonna have better gear than in a 25, and in a 25-man you're gonna have better gear than in a 10-man, and in a 10-man a better gear than a 5-man. So right now where I am with this character, I literally just managed to get all the gear that I need from 5-men. So the really true way that I can continue to progress is by doing 10-man and doing 25-man and doing 40-man. So far, I did a 40-man raid earlier this week, and I did a 20-man raid earlier as well, and I just finished a 40-man raid. And right now, what Encourage is, what we're about to do, is a 20-man raid. And in this 20-man, there's about 3 pieces of gear that I have a chance to get. It doesn't mean that I will get it. Like, for example, I would like to get these gloves. Okay? I would like to be able to get these gloves. But as you can see at the bottom here, like, I can't really move my cursor for you to see, but at the bottom, it says, in light blue, it says Runes of Encourage, Osirian the Unscarred, and then in parentheses, you see 30%. So 30% is the chance that these gloves are going to drop from that boss. So I can kill the boss, and after killing the boss, there's only a 30% chance that I'm gonna have a chance to loot these gloves. So it doesn't mean that the gear that you need always is going to drop every single time. You're just betting on a percentage, and the higher the percentage, the better chance you have of like getting it. So to answer like your question a little bit of how can I play WoW better, how I need to improve my already amazing skills. If you already have amazing skills, what you need to do is you need to just get better gear. Because classic World of Warcraft, because this is the game when playing classic WoW is a game that's like 15 years old. And back in the day, like, skills was not the, like, it's important, but it's not the main factor that would make someone actually clear the content of the game. A lot of it has a lot more to do with gear. So like it really sucks. I don't like this system. Like, I think it's something that starts to change a little like later in the cycle of life of World of Warcraft and different expansions and stuff like that. Is that like, you can be a really trash player. Like, you can actually be a trash player and be beaten by people that just have better gear than you. And oftentimes back in the day, it was more about like dedication in terms of like time. So how much time do you have to invest in the game? The more time you have to invest in the game, the more chance you have to get the gear that you need. And if you have the right gear, then your character automatically becomes stronger. So if you're coming from modern WoW and you're playing the old game like I am, you're playing the old game from 15 years ago, but you're coming from modern WoW, you might be coming up with a really amazing set of skills because the game right now is more difficult. The modern game requires more skills. You might be coming in with all of that skills, but you're going to be limited if you don't put in the time to get the right gear. And if you already have, you know, the gear for the 5-man content, then my suggestion to you to get better would just be increase the content, the difficulty of the content that you're doing. So don't just do 5-man, also do 10-man. If you're already doing 10-mans, do 25-man. If you're doing 25-man, do 40-man. You know, just try to continue increasing that content. And the more gear you're going to have, you're going to just increasingly become more powerful because of your gear. And your skill is going to just show, but it's only going to show when you're going to be on equal footing with someone that has the same gear as you. So right now, if you are someone that is, you know, like very well geared already, most likely if we duel, like we said, if we actually come in the game and duel with me, like, you're most likely gonna actually kick my ass because my gear is like not great. You know, it's like, it's good for 5-man content, but for anything higher than this, it's not good enough. So if you already have, you know, 40 man gear, 40 man raid gear, and you're coming to come here, you're most likely going to absolutely tear me apart. All right, we're almost here. We're almost here. This is what I always love. I always love that place. Look at that. Look at how beautiful this is. This is like in a desert, right? But then they built this place with this kind of like Egyptian architecture, but it's like it's a mix. Like Ankuraj is a place that is it has this Egyptian architecture, like it's part of the mood of the whole place. But they're like insects looking creatures that are inside the dungeons are technically like aliens. They came in from another planet, they came in from the universe, and they kind of landed on the planet of the game. It's like, imagine it's planet Earth, but in World of Warcraft it's called Azeroth. So they landed on Azeroth, and they kind of like ended up creating their own empire, their own thing, like really back like in ancient times in World of Warcraft. And eventually they just ended up being locked in this place. In order to preserve the earth, they just locked this place up. So it's basically like an Egyptian looking architecture, but filled with like insects looking aliens inside. I don't know, I just think it's really cool. I think it's really awesome. I love it. I always had a thing for you know, like what I do, for those of you who wonder, like what I do for my life. Like I'm actually a PhD student, and like I am a PhD student, and I study classical, like ancient Japan, specifically ancient Japan and China. So like but I've always had a thing for ancient culture. Like when I was a kid, I'm not kidding you, like when I was like 8 years old or something like that, I just saw a book. It was a book on Egypt, and the cover, you know, there was that like Tutankhamun, like golden sarcophagus face, and I was just like, oh, this looks so cool, it looks awesome. And I like opened up the book. I was in a like and what's the name of the shop? Indigo, in a kind of indigo looking shop in Quebec. It's not indigo in Quebec, but it's the same kind of shop. And I just really loved it. I just looked at all of these things. I, you know, like I looked at like the pictures, I read some stuff, whatever. And when I was about like, you know, 8, 10 or like whatever around these lines, if you would ask me what I wanted to do in life, I wanted to be an Egyptologist. I was like, yeah, I want to be an Egyptologist. I don't know, I've always had a fascination for ancient cultures and different ways of thinking about the world, different ways of seeing and experiencing the world and all of that stuff. And so like coming to places like this that have this like ancient civilization, ancient Egypt, ruin kind of stuff, it just, that's really my jam, you know? I can tell you've been playing for a long time. Thank you, I appreciate that. I have been playing for a long time. And you do have that gear, man. If you do have that gear, dude, you can come in anytime, and you're gonna absolutely kick my ass. It will actually be pretty funny. I'd be up for that, you know. I'd be up for that. The scary, yeah, they are. And like the thing is, they're like, so the way it works in dungeons, you can't really see it because I don't have the right like the right stuff downloaded to be able to show you, but like, these are like different creatures, right, that you kill. They're like they're strong, but they're not like scary strong. But then there's bosses, and the bosses in each of these dungeons are like whatever. There's bosses, and the bosses are just like stronger, and they're bigger. And like there's a thing in video games in general, right? In general, in video games, and World of Warcraft does not escape that. It's so, in my mind, it's absolutely so stupid. Like, I actually think it's stupid and ridiculous, but I guess, you know, that's just how people imagine things to be nowadays. If they want to make something look powerful, they just make it bigger. Just as simple as this. So at some point, you're gonna notice a really big ass creature, and you know it's a boss because it's just bigger than anything else. So if you think these stuff is actually, if you think these stuff is scary, then, you know, bosses are a a little more scarier than that. At least they tried to make it be scarier than that. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about yourself. Like it's, you know, I could talk about myself as much as I want, but what about you? By the way, there's let me know if the you know, like the sound is good, if it's too loud, if it's too if the quality is good, if the stream lagging or anything. So if there's anything that you notice, yeah, feel free to let me know. You know, I'm still working on my setups and all of that stuff, so any information is useful at this point. Or if you'd like to listen to a different kind of music, it's you know, like there's a system that I'm using. As you can see in it doesn't show on YouTube, unfortunately. It shows it on the Twitch chat, but it doesn't show on YouTube. It's like there's a I'm using a system that's called Pretzel Rocks, and Pretzel Rocks is basically non-copyrighted music that you can use when you do like YouTube videos and streaming and all of that stuff. So the music I'm playing is music that is available for streamers and YouTubers to make sure that you don't get DMCA'd, or you don't get copyright infringements. So it's like there's not like these, you know, like popular songs or any of that stuff, but I can go through different styles of music, you know. So if you're into a particular style of music or something you'd like for me to play, then let me know and I'll try to see if I can find something. If you'd like me to pump up the volume, bring it down, make me sound louder, if you want my game to sound a little louder. Look at this. Okay, be honest, be honest, be honest. Okay? Oh, save him! Woo! Barely saved him. They actually tried. I'm studying to become an actress. Awesome. That's so cool. What would you like to what kind of like movies you'd like to play into? Are you planning more to be a kind of like are you planning to be more like a kind of actress like on stage in terms of like theater or other kinds of actresses out there? Stream looks perfect. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm into strap up country. I'm sorry, but I can't actually. I'm hiding behind the fact that what the system I'm using doesn't have a category that is called country or rap. So unfortunately, I can't. But I'd be lying because there are country, you know, playlists. I just don't want to play them because I don't like country. Sorry. I'm trying to see if I can find something a little different. Going with funk. Let's try to go with funk. See what they have to say. Yeah, that's the good vibes. I'm liking this. Can you hear the music well? Is it like loud enough for you to notice? Is it too loud? So right now we're just waiting for people to get here. For those of you who don't know, I'm guessing you know, but I know that Shay knows because she's been like playing WoW and having some amazing gear and planning to actually kick my ass in a duel. So, but for those who are not Shay, and for the people that would like to know, like the way it works is basically these here at the bottom, they're all my teammates. They're all my teammates, and you're gonna see that like they're like the color that they have is basically based on their class. But whenever they're gonna get damage, like it's gonna be like this guy. It's gonna become more like dark, and that means they're losing life. Like they're losing health points. They're losing HP. So me as a healer, my job is basically to give them back the life that they lose. And when I do that, then I manage to keep them alive. And the longer I keep them, alive, the longer they're able to fight. And the longer they're able to fight, then the more chance we have to be able to kill the bosses. So most of my gameplay, if you'd be in my head, what you would see is most of the time when I'm playing this game, the only thing I'm doing is I'm staring at this. I'm staring at this, and then I'm just choosing whoever I'm healing. And these are all the spells. All of this here, all of this stuff, all here, are all things that I can use to heal my partners. And I just choose based on experience which one I want to use to basically give them life in the most efficient way possible. An actress in comedies. That's awesome. I love watching comedies. I mean, like it's like I love watching comedies. Like who doesn't? Like let's be honest. Are there any people, like I'm actually asking, ask chat right now, are there actually people that don't like watching comedy? Or people either, I don't know, parents, friends, friends of a friend or whatever, if you don't want to like admit it yourself. Have you ever met anyone that actually does not like to watch comedy? Or horrors? Not sure yet. Well, you know that they can be mixed together. You can be making like parody of horror movies. There you go. Thank you. Thank you very much. Where is everyone? So we can't start until everyone's here. And like there's still people that are like all the way here. So okay. This is Azeroth. One of your favorite life stories from playing WoW. Sure, I'll definitely tell that. So like what you're seeing is Azeroth. So like welcome to Azeroth. 2 continents, Kalimdor and Eastern Kingdoms. And in right now that what we're doing, the like the what's it called? Like the alien insects which have an Egyptian thing are located in the south of this continent. And we can't start what we're doing until everybody gets here. But see, there's still people, like these people, these little like rounds here that you see, like that have a name on it, like Buttercups and Butt Girls and Elamisha. Like these, like, this is us, this is other people, and then you have people that are still on the other continent. So it's like, when you just arrive on stream, I was taking a boat, and the boat was making me cross continent. So we have to wait for these people to do all this, and we can't start until they come here. So if they're just lazy asses, are gonna take forever to get here, then might take another 15 minutes before they actually get here for us to start. Hopefully it won't be the case, but so you know what? While we wait, just, you know, might as well make it an official just chatting moment, you know? One of my favorite life stories about, okay, so one of my favorite life stories about WoW. Favorite life story has to be about my friend Alfred and I. So Alfred is not his real name, it's his character name. He was a dwarf shaman. We played together for a very long time, and we managed to reach all the way to 2.4k rating in Arena in the last season of BFA. So in not the current expansion of World of Warcraft, but the one before, we played a lot and we did a bunch of stuff. We tried so many different things. We practiced for basically almost like 2 years, and we had this goal to just, like, I don't know, we wanted to reach 2k rating. The way it works in Arena is like it's like your team against another team, and you know, you just kind of like fight to the death. It's like 2v2 or 3v3. You fight to the death, and then whoever gets to win accumulates points. The people that lose usually lose points. And like what's happening is, like, when you reach a certain amount of points, you gain rating. So, and there's different thresholds that are there in the game that you get specific kinds of rewards depending on the rating that you get. So when we were playing about like at 1.6k, so 1600 rating, and then eventually we grew to, like, you know, after kind of like a few months of playing, we grew to like 1.8, and eventually we got to like 1.950 in Legion. That was in Legion, which is another, like, the expansion before BFA. And we were growing slowly but surely, and eventually we were like right there. We're like 50 rating to be able to reach 2k, and 2k is kind of like, in our heads, 2k was kind of a big deal. You know, we've never been 2k before, and we've been playing the game for, like, you know, a really long time. I never was a PvPer before that time, but I was playing WoW for, like, you know, like 15 years, like maybe like 13 years at that point. And anyway, all that to say that eventually BFA arrived, and then we kind of like played on and off. He was playing, and then I was playing, and then he took a break, I took a break, our other friend took a break when we were doing 3v3, and it was kind of just like, and at the end of BFA, when, like, it was, you know, like the last season, we were just like, hey, how about let's make it happen, you know, like, we know we have the skills, let's just have the dedication, the discipline, and like whatever, to actually like make it happen, to farm the gear that we need, to kill the raids that we need to get the right gear in order to be able to perform. So we take the time, we did it, and we watched a lot of different streamers that give their advice. We watched like tournaments online and took a lot of notes on these tournaments and asked like questions to big streamers out there, like, you know, people like Sidu, like Venruki, and like whatever, about what they thought about comps and tricks and stuff. And eventually we got to 2k. Our goal was to reach 2k. And we're just like, wow, that's amazing. We were so happy. It's like we got 2k, and but my friend Alfred already got 2k at some point on another character, like, you know, before. So for him, it wasn't anything crazy. It was just like a thing, you know. But for me, it was. I've never been 2k, and I really wanted it to be. And so after we got 2k, we just decided to continue pushing. We continue pushing, and we were kind of like 2.1k is one of the threshold that I talked about. So in WoW, there's a threshold of, like, you have 1.6k, then you have 1.8k, then 2.1, and then 2.4. 2.4 is kind of like the one of the last like threshold. Then after that is just exponentially, you just grow like as much as you want. But 2.4 is like the last real kind of threshold that is there in the game. And so we got 2k, and we were really happy, and we say, let's try to get 2.1. So we continued pushing and stuff, and eventually we got it. We actually got 2.1k. So our goal was to have 2k, and we got all the way to 2.1. Then after that, it was just like, we're so happy, like patting the back. We were like cheering ourselves up. We had lots of fun. And then we're just like, let's just continue playing, but just like for fun. We don't have the pressure. We've reached our objective. We did what we wanted to do. We didn't have anything, like kind of like, we didn't have any pressure. We didn't have anything. We reached our objective. And so we continued playing and we continued playing and we pushed and we queued and we pushed and we won and we lost and we improved and whatever. And eventually, like, like a few like weeks-ish before, whatever, we were actually like 2.2K. And then 2.3, and eventually we got all the way to 2.4. So like we started BFA, we started this expansion in our minds that we wanted to be able to reach 2.1K, 2K was our objective, and we ended up with 2.4, which is literally 400 more rating than what our plan initially was. And once we reached 2.4K, oh my god, it was so like, it was like, for me, it was kind of like a euphoric moment. Like, it was, it was so cool. It was just something that I never thought I'd be there. And it's like, and to be fair, like when I actually got there, in my mind, I was kind of like, that's it. Like, I've achieved what I wanted to do. I've achieved what I wanted to, like whatever. And it's kind of like, now I'm just gonna like, I just stopped playing. I literally quit the game like at this point and stuff. And now I'm back because like I want to play Classic WoW, and I really love Classic WoW. I always loved Classic WoW so much, but it has no PvP. It doesn't have arena, and that's really, really what I like, So it doesn't have an arena. That's actually really what I like to do and stuff. But now that they've announced TBC, which is the new expansion, they announced TBC. It's like, hey, you're gonna have the classic gameplay that I love, that brings back nostalgic memories and like whatever. But now there's like PvP, and I'm just so pumped. I'm actually just so pumped for that to happen. It's I don't even know like how to say it. I'm just so excited and stuff. And when I saw that, TBC was a thing, it was happening, it's gonna be PvP, I'm just like, damn, I really want to do it. I really want to be able to get back and do it. And Alfred ended up like, like he ended up stop playing for his own reasons and like whatever. And I don't know if he's gonna be there if he don't know if he's gonna come back for TBC. Maybe he will. And if he does, you better be sure, if he does, that we're gonna try together to try to get some ratings and get games in the like under a belt, so we were able to grow and maybe get some rating, not just in modern WoW but also in classic, which actually would be so insane. Damn, this song is funky. I love it. But it's literally, I don't know if you've noticed, for the people in Twitch that are seeing like the names of the chats, the name pop up in the chat, it's literally the same song been playing like non-stop. Okay, I'm doing a vote. Are we going for chill? Okay, giving you categories. Are we going for chill EDM, or chill EDM, or synthwave? Chill EDM or synthwave? Which one do we want to listen to? chill, intense country. Honest to God, if that category was in there, I swear I would listen to it just to have an idea as to like what the hell it's supposed to be about. Chill EDM, okay. Go with chill EDM. Requested by Shay Shay. So Shay Shay, when you said that you wanted to be an actress, are you currently studying to become one? Or have you done your studies and you're like looking for work or something like that? So you see that like people are like losing HP, right? So like they're you see like this guy, this portrait, he lost, you know, like HP. His portrait becomes like more like black, like less colored, and it means that they're losing HP. So what I do is I just click on them and then I press one of these spells here and it gives them their life back. Oh, it's gonna be a close call. Okay, we managed. Can I repeat the question? Absolutely. So someone has to go. I'm not sure who it is. Oh, it's a priest. Okay, okay. Honestly, I'm not too sad about it because he's gonna roll on my gear. So the question that I was asking you, Shay, if you're still around, I know you said BRB, so if, in case you're still around, what I asked was, you said that you wanted to be an actress, for comedies. My question to you was, are you still studying to be an actress, or are you done with your studies and are just looking for work? Where are you in the process? Hey, I'm liking this. This is good. some chill music, but it's like I like it, you know, because it's chill, but it's upbeat at the same time, you know. Oh no, my bad. I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at chat. So how's everyone's evening going? What are y'all up to? Just hanging out in the chat. But as I said earlier, if I have any question about anything, about could be about, you know, myself, could be about the game, could be about you know, other whatever you want to ask, you're always more than welcome. And like, you know, it's not these streams, these streams are not supposed, or I don't, at least I don't want them to be, you know, like about me, you know, like it's about us, it's about fostering, you know, like a belonging, it's about, you know, just chatting, getting to know one another and exchanging. And I'm way more interested in learning about you and your life and what you're doing and where you're coming from and what's your interest than I am about, you know, just talking about me all the time. You know, like for me it's like talking about me is not new, you know. I know myself. No surprises there. So please, if you feel welcome, I hope that you do. But if you feel welcome, please, you know, um, just say little hi in the chat. Pop in, say a little hi. No, but don't feel pressure. You know, it's okay. Like it's, you know, I've done that myself many times. Just, you know, like hanging on a chat, taking it easy, just like relaxing, chilling, looking at some gameplay while, you know, just doing something else in the background. So, you know, don't feel obligated to talk if you don't want to. But I will want to get to know you eventually, you know, so don't be shy if you feel like chatting. I'm really liking this song. Beautiful Moment by JBZ99. Like a very cool, chill, uplifting kind of beat. I love that kind of stuff. And by the way, you know, just as I'm doing it, I'm just gonna talk a little bit about what I do in the game for those who are, you know, those who are new that are kind of like trying to figure out what's going on. There's many different types of healers. I guess that's one of the things I personally find very cool, you know, with the game and all of that stuff is there's many different types of healers. Many different types of, you know, oftentimes DPSs, like people that are a damage dealer, they just kind of like to, you know, like maximize their damage. And there is always like an optimal way to be able to maximize your damage. It's called like a rotation. So you want to make sure that you rotate your spells in a particular order in order to make sure that like you make the best, you know, rotation possible. But as a healer, there is no like fixed rotation. You just kind of adjust with whatever the circumstances are throwing at you. So sometimes you would want to have a slow, like a very slow cast. See, like this is my cast bar here. I know you can't really see it well because of the way that I've put my these profiles, but you see there's a bar here that keeps growing. So this bar there is like my cast. So you can have spells that, see, like this one is very fast. This one is actually like 1.5 seconds. It's very fast. And then you have these other spells. You have these other ones, like this one that is like 2.5. So literally it's like a long, slow cast that takes a lot of time. So like for this guy, right, it was at 12% life. You can't take the time to do like a very long, slow cast. You need to do like a very quick one just to be able to stabilize him. And then you might want to be like you might want to do like a really slow one or something. But there are healers out there that they like to do these kind of like very quick casts, you know, like very, very quick. Like the only way they heal is by making these very, very quick casts, and they just keep casting all the time. And there are people that like making these like very long, slow casts, so that the people are going to drop very low, and then boom, you give them one long one. Then they're going to drop really low, and then boom, you're like top them off again. So it really depends on like the style, to be honest. For me, it really depends on the content. When I'm doing raids like this, I like doing like slow casts, like very long, slow casts. And if ever the person gets topped off before I'm able to kind of like heal, then I just stop casting and then I try over again. So my healing style is more geared towards like long, slow, long casted spell. In comparison to other people that maybe prefer to have like the very much like quick cast all the time. There's no right way to do it. It really depends. Oh, and there's people that like to do like single target healing, that you just heal one person and that's it. But there's spells that you can do in the game. Yeah. There's spells that you can do in the game that are like, instead of targeting one person, it targets like a group of people. They're called like AoE, so area of healing spells. So they heal like an area rather than like just one person. So there are people that prefer to like heal one person at a time, like with quick heals. And there's people that like to you know, take like longer time and heal like more person, no, all at once. So again, depending on the raid setup, depending on the content that you're doing, you might have to like juggle with like these. But you have people that just prefer one healing style over another, which is a lot more rare in other gameplay. Like you get to be able to do that in healer a lot, but it's not really as damage dealer, because the damage dealer optimal rotation is already pre-established kind of thing. I'm an actress in New York right now. Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations. I'm starring in 2 major films. Wow, that's so incredible. like if you're comfortable, you know, you can't let the chat know what your films are. If you don't feel comfortable letting the chat know, you can always, you know, send me a message, you know, like a private message and whatever, and like, you know, tell me what they are, and I'll be really excited to be able to see you major in your films. That's really awesome. It's hard to chat and play at the same time. It depends on the content. I'm the kind of person that has a hard time doing two things at the same time. Um, so I like to focus, like I like to focus kind of like what is it, like one thing at a time, and like dedicate, you know, very well to make sure that I give like my 100% to that one thing. So it really depends on what's happening in the game. But to be honest, I like I've played this game for so long, like, you know, I don't have to look at my keyboard. I don't have to look at, like, you know, whatever. Like I know what's happening in the game. And because I know what's happening in the game, it's like I can kind of, you know, I can kind of afford to have like my brain focus more on the chat, because I just have muscle memory of what to do in game, you know. So I guess it would be different for like a lot of people. Maybe some people would find it like, you know, people that are new to certain games might be more difficult. But I'm playing a game that I've played in basically forever, you know, so it's not too hard for me to be able to do it. Oh yeah, so in the game, for those who don't know, in the game when you die, you basically become a ghost. And as a ghost, you just run back to your corpse. And when you run back as a corpse, your corpse, you can resurrect. Damn, that's so weird. Okay. Huh? It's a cat in a box? That's so cute. How did you do that? So you see, like in this content, what we just did was like player versus player. So like we were fighting against other people. Smiley face alien. You're trying about this place, which is a bunch of insects alien kind of thing. What tea are you drinking? I'm drinking red tea. So, in other words, pretty much the fanciest of all fanciest teas. So, like, a lot of people don't know that, but there's a bunch of, like, there's so many different teas that you can have. Obviously, everybody know, like green tea, black tea, blah, 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 all of that crap. Like, people know about that, But what most people don't know is that, like, all tea actually comes from the exact same, like, what's it called? From the same tree. So the name of the tree is, like, Camellia sinensis. Is, like, the these, like, scientific name that they gave to, like, plants and trees and whatever. So for something to be considered and qualify as tea, it needs to come from the Camellia sinensis plant. So all tea, whether green, black, yellow, or puer or white tea or all of that stuff, everything comes from that same plant that's called Camellia sinensis. And what is the difference between, like, black, green, like, whatever, is how you process the leaf after you pick it up. So the white tea is the tea that is the least processed. So there's usually two steps process. You pick, and then you do, like, something like a drying or, like, whatever for white tea. For green tea is usually 3 steps that you have. So you have, like, something along the lines of, like, you have the picking, but then you have, like, you have drying, cutting, and I forgot the other one, but anyway, and then black tea is, like, 5 steps, and you have teas that are in between. Like, oolong teas tend to be 4 steps, and it's just like an in between a black and a green tea in a way. Anyway, so all that to say that, like, there's everything comes from the same plant. The only difference is how you process them. And the how you process it part, is is where you also get, like, sometimes variations in taste. And anyway, so I'm not, because we're about to get to do a boss. Like, this big, ugly looking thing is a boss, so I'm just kind of want to get focus up a little bit. So what I told you was I'm drinking puer tea. What puer tea is actually aged tea. So a lot of people don't know that, but you can age tea in the same way that you would kind of, like, age wine. So what you would do is they would do exactly the same process as any tea. So they would, like, like, I don't know, like, they would cut it, they would like, dry it, they would do all the thing that they would process tea, like, normally. And then what they do is, when it's done, they compress it to make it be in a kind of, like, very hard thing. They actually call it, like, a cake or, like, a cookie. It's like, it's hard as a cookie, almost. And what it does is they compress it, and then they put it in a kind of what's it called, like, in a kind of, like, packaging, or I guess, or, like, whatever. And then usually they put it in a very, like, kind of like an old muddy, kind of, like, not even concrete base basement. So they would put it in the basement, and it would age there for years. And how long it will age is depend on what you're trying to do, how like rare you want your tea to be, and like all of that stuff. So the tea that I'm drinking right now is a puer tea, but it's a puer tea that's pretty young because it hasn't been aged for long. And it's also a puer tea that's been made. You can like take your tea leaves and turn it into black tea and then age them. And then you can take your tea leaves, your Camellia sinensis leaves, turn it into green tea and age them. You know, so puer is just a category that talks about being aged, and that's it. But whether you age, if you age a black tea, it actually makes it that your tea is gonna be very, very, very earthy. Like when you're gonna drink it, it's gonna feel like you're drinking mud or like you're drinking dirt kind of thing. It's a very acquired taste. I absolutely love it, but it's a very like it's not a kind of taste that everybody would, you know, like it's not a thing that everybody would necessarily like. And but the tea I'm drinking today was a tea that's been aged from green tea, and because of that it's not like very strong, it's not like very earthy, it's not any of that. It's more like it has more of like a, I guess like a kind of like little spiciness or something to it. It's way easier to drink. And puer tea were actually in the 70s and 80s there were a lot of like wealth base what is it like sorry, I'm kind of losing my words. A lot of wealth base like magazines and stuff like that were advertising that, oh, like the best way, like a way to lose weight is to drink puer tea. And so puer tea has been kind of like stigmatized and labeled as being good for weight loss. And it's kind of like, it's not really right, but it's not wrong either, because what puer tea does is puer tea is just actually really good for puer tea is really good for digestion. So it helps your body digest better, and because it helps your body digest better, then you kind of naturally are more, I guess, like, you know, your the toxins and stuff in your body is not going to stay in your body as much and as long and whatever, because you have you know, it's digested well and rapidly and like all that stuff. So anyway, so we know that puer tea has like really good properties for digestion, but I would really not recommend it for weight loss purposes, as it was kind of advertised in the, you know, like in the 70s or 80s. So sometimes you might have like, you know, you might be around like a family that kind of like had that's the information they had, you know, like back in the day and like whatnot. And then you'd have like your mom, your grandma, like whatever, that'd be coming at you and be like, hey, you know, like, oh, you want to do weight loss, you want to do whatever, then like, oh, drink puer tea, it's good for weight loss. It's not. It's like, don't fall for it. Like, it's actually not the case. All right, this is kind of an important moment in the whole thing, so I'm just gonna focus up a little bit. All right, thank you, Shay Shay. Thanks for tagging along, and thanks for sharing a little bit about yourself. I was really happy to meet you. By the way, I stream every Monday to Thursdays from 10:30 p.m. to 12. I will be streaming, and I will also be streaming on Sundays, same time. So from Sunday to Thursdays, basically, from 10:30 p.m. to 12 a.m. EST, I will be streaming. So You're more than welcome to pop in anytime. Say hi. Tell me about how your actress stuff is going. You know, obviously. Thanks for tagging along. As for the rest of you, I'm happy. I had a good interaction here with Shay, but what about other people out there? How are y'all feeling? What's up for tonight? You might have a second to drink here. Nope. So I'm trying to save mana by casting really large heals. You know, like rank 4 heals. I'm trying to cast like larger heals, and if ever they... So you'll see what I do is... So what I do is I cast a big heal. You see, and I see like, you know, like people's health, right? Like their percentage and all of that stuff. So you see, you might... So you see like obviously like the bars are like, you know, like changing. Like this guy's like 80% health, and like, you know, he's at 82, 54. So what I do is I cast a big heal, and if ever they get healed before me and they're already top, I just stop. So I go like this, and then I just cancel, because you can't cast a heal and move at the same time. I forgot to change my trinket. I still have my carrot on the stick. Can you imagine? Whoop. Okay, I gotta top this guy off. Boom. Beat this guy too. I'm gonna pop a potion here. Okay, we're gonna get this. We're gonna get this. That's fine. It's fine. Okay, nothing for us, but you know, it's okay. Okay, we're gonna go back to it. We're gonna try chill base. Chill base. See what that gives us. Is there anybody else that died? Anybody else missing a buff? No. Nope, everything all rise. Okay, so we might have done a mistake. We might have done a mistake. In that I don't think so, but it's like both of the stuff that we reserved for rolls, so we can soft reserve the roll. Both of them are on the last boss, so there's most likely he's not going to drop both. You know, so we could have reserved something else. We could have reserved something else from another boss, but I don't know. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. It's just very unlikely that both things are going to drop. But if they do, that would actually be so awesome. So I'm the kind of healer that, you know, we talked about different kinds of healer earlier. I like, as I said earlier, I like to have these kind of like slow casted eels, and like, because I think it's mana efficient. You just slow cast, and if ever, you know, you can, if ever you like somebody heals it before, you can kind of just like stop in the middle. But I'm also the kind of healer that like I really don't like. I'm not that I don't like, but I'm really good at not like at not overhealing. So overhealing would be like, you know, if this person is like 100% or like 95%. Okay, let's do it differently. Let's do it differently. So imagine that like this person has 95% of their HP. 95%. Okay? So they have 95% of their life. But they have 95% of their life, and the heal that I'm about to do, normally when I heal them, it heals them for about it heals them for about 10%. Okay? So if normally what I do heals them for about 10% of their HP, and they're at 95%, it means that whatever I'm going to heal you is going to heal them 5% more than what they need. Right? And if I heal them, that means that I did basically 5% of overhealing. They have 95% of their total health, and I healed them for 10%. So there's literally 5% that is literally just extra. And that 5% extra... That 5% extra is, in my mind, it's literally just like a waste. It's a waste of mana. It's a waste of resources. It's a waste of everything. So what I'd like to do instead is I like to cast a spell that will heal them for 5% of their life. So that way I use less mana because the heal I'm going to do is going to heal them for less. It's called down ranking. So I'm going to use a lower rank of my spell. So you see here, for example, I have heal rank 2 and I have heal rank 4. I might actually upgrade that to... No. So I have heal rank 4 and heal rank 2. If they only need 10% of their HP, I'm going to heal them with rank 3. If they need 15%, I'm going to heal them with rank 4. And as you see, heal only takes 174 mana. As you see that in my bottom right. Only 174 mana, and this one is 259. So if I heal them for that, I will over-heal them for like 10. And I would be spending about like 100 more mana to give them HP that they don't need. So... in my mind, when I look at people, when they look at healing, I don't look at healing done. I don't look at how much healing they're pumping to see if they're a good healer. I look at like the overhealing. If there's too much overhealing, it means that they're like recklessly just like healing and stuff and whatnot, and it's not good. At least in my mind, it's not. So this boss, what we need to do is he randomly targets someone from the raid. He randomly targets someone from the raid. So this time he's targeting me. And we need to bring them close to an egg. And when the egg explodes, it makes the boss take more damage. And that's the way you kill it. It's by basically killing the eggs when he's around them to make him take more damage. Because if he doesn't take more damage, he's actually going to like, it's gonna be like too strong and too resistant and too powerful and too whatever. See, now he popped his stuff. You actually can see. I think that's such a cool animation. You actually see his skull. You know? Because he basically lost all of his armor. Damn. Nobody had enough mana. Oh, he had mana. He could have saved me. He could have saved me. That priest, you know? He could have saved me. Sorry, when there's fights like this, I tend to gotta be a lot more concentrated. Oh! If nobody reserved it, there's a chance we might get this book, which is gonna teach us a new rank of Prayer of Healing, which would be really cool. You'd love to see it. And usually you're trying to avoid doing that room because it's a real pain in the ass. Okay, we can finally leave combat. That guy died fast. Res him real quick. Do a little res. Okay, everybody. look at this. So how is everyone doing tonight? Everybody doing alright? Whenever this run of AQ is going to be done, it's going to be the end of the stream, chat. I'm so sad I was not able to stream the MC earlier. I really wanted to. I really wanted to, but it's like like I said, like the stuff happened with my mic and like I couldn't do it. I didn't have the capacity to fix it in like the right amount of time. But I'm happy. Like the MC finished about like 20 minutes or whatever before the before this run started, so I was able to kind of like put the mic back, like before. Basically, what I was saying, if you weren't there at the beginning, what I was saying is what I was saying was that like my microphone, like the arm, like the base of the arm, when I put it around, when I like turn it and like whatever, like it tends to it doesn't stay on my desk. It's not fixed properly. It's not fixed properly, so what's happening is it's like, because my desk, instead of being like squared, it's like slanted. So my desk goes like this, and then it like slanted. So the thing, it's like, it's hard for me to explain. I have to actually basically show you, but what's happening is that like the thing that it's like a screw that like you like push together, but it can't screw properly. So when I move the mic around, when I like put it away when I'm not streaming and I want to do something else, I just put the mic to the side and I just go like this, because it's not done properly, because it's not screwed on properly, then the mic just falls. So I was just doing it, then the whole thing like fell, like the mic was just literally not like stuck to the desk kind of thing. So I ended up just, and I was literally just about to start like an MC. I was on my way, I was on the flying path to get to an MC. So I was like, yeah, I don't have the time to fix it, don't have the time to whatever, which really sucked. So unfortunately I wasn't able to stream that run because of that. I didn't have a mic, I didn't have the time to set it up, I didn't have the time to reprogram my streaming system to recognize this mic instead of this one. So I had to let it go, but things happen, and hopefully I'll be able to find a solution before the next stream. So these guys have one of the coolest mechanic in the game, in my opinion, and they're a preview, a prelude, or whatever to the next boss, which is, like for us, like as players in the game, we have mana, we have rage, or we have energy, depending on the resource that we have. And then what happens is we like you spend it to do damage. Well, what these guys are doing is that they start with no mana, and then you see the blue bar under, the blue bar builds up, and when the blue bar reaches the end, then it explodes and it does massive damage to basically everyone. So you need to have classes like warlocks, priests, and hunters, because we have a spell that what we do is we drain mana. So the mechanic for these boss, like for us, is like we actually don't heal. The only thing that we do is we just drain mana. We drain mana the whole fight to make sure that they never get the chance to have the full mana, because they only do really like meaningful damage when they're at full mana. So if we prevent them from beaching roll mana by mana draining the whole time, they basically don't hurt us that much, or barely at all. The boss is exactly the same mechanic. So I think it's really cool, because it's like you have like so many different, like vanilla WoW is a time when there weren't a lot of mechanics in place. Like it just wasn't a thing. It was, the mechanics are very simple, they're very not super complicated and like whatever. And this one is not complicated by any means, but it's definitely one of the more unique out there. and it's unique. I appreciate the kind of like the effort and stuff, but the developers to just have made this thing be unique, just something, a different mechanic that they throw at us. That is not hard, but it's different, and I like it because if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the only mechanic in Classic WoW that requires you to do something like that. So because that you also saw earlier, I also wear different gear. I wear this because it has MP5, which is mana per second, so it allows me to regenerate mana. I also use this because it has 2% chance to hit, which means I have less chance of my spells to be resisted. So I wore a bunch of gear that give me more more damage, as well as more like spirit and more intel. So that way we can I can just do more mana burn. Now apparently we're not going to that boss yet, so I'm going to oh. So that's what you want to see. As a hunter, you want a Viper Sting. Viper Sting, all priests. Like this guy, except this guy, it's a pally. But like you see, this is a priest, this is a priest. You see the dark hands, it means we're mana burning. So that's what you want to see. You want to see these mana burns. And if you're a warlock, you actually have a spell that's called Mana Drain. So you just want to be spamming the Mana Drain. It's a channeling. It's like Drain Life pretty much, but instead of being life that you drain, it's just mana. All right. So here you're gonna see the only thing we're gonna do is mana burn. You do not want that mana bar to go up. Okay, we're mana draining enough. See, so that's the raid basically barely takes any damage, or not a lot. The pally is gonna heal them. You know, it's gonna be fine. And as long as the blue bar keeps low, we're fine. This guy has a chance to drop something decent, I think, for me. I don't exactly remember what it is, but I remember that there's a chance to drop something, I think, decent. Oh, I can have the gloves. I'm wondering how does it work for enchants? Someone soft res the enchant? Really? No, not this one. They didn't soft res that enchant. So these guys basically have a kind of like spell reflect effect going on. So you need to detect, when you need to detect, use a mage to detect magic to see what spell, what kind of like they're immune to or what they're gonna reflect, and then you just cannot cast a spell of that school. I think they have a kind of meteor mechanic, whatever. I actually don't really remember well what they do, so I'm just gonna like follow everyone. So see, right now they're reflecting fire. You know it's shadow and frost because you've seen the spell reflections. But also one of the things that I think is really cool as a healer is, generally speaking, you don't really have to know the mechanics that well. Like, when there's a specific mechanic that involves you, obviously like you're gonna know, but you don't need to know every single one mechanic of every single fight and like whatever with respect to damage as much as damage dealer do. Well, this is a shit show. Yep, that was scuffed. I'm gonna start running, just in case. Oh, they have a res that's literally right there. They changed that. Usually I thought it was all the way here. I didn't know. I didn't know they had a resing spot literally right next to the instance. That's actually insane. I'm liking this playlist. This is the which plate is this? Is the chill bass? I like that. I like that. Yeah, screwed it. I'm running in. Like, at this point with the resing process and all of that stuff, it just would make it kind of like longer for no reason. Okay, he's actually a purple. So what Mon could have given us would have been this cloak or the mantle. You know, but it's not amazing. What we're really looking for is what's upcoming. Like, not this guy. Like, IMS doesn't give anything relevant to me. But this guy. So we reserved. We soft reserve the shackles of Unscarred and the gloves of Dark Wisdom. And if I go on the thing, I'm oh shit, antenna of info. I didn't know there was a good wand in here. I would have hard reserved it. Shit. No. Well, the antenna doesn't drop from here, so it didn't drop. So we didn't lose it. So what we have is Glove of Dark Wisdom, and I think there's only one other person that reserved the gloves. And we also have the shackles of the Unscarred. And we're the only one on that too. So basically, if the gloves drop, which is what we want, I'd say almost like, I think they're, if the bracers drop, it's all for us. Nobody else has reserved it, so we're good. And if the gloves drop, then we have to loot, we have to roll against one other priest. Pretty good. I am quite happy about that. Nobody reserved the book. That's good. And nobody reserved that enchant. The one that dropped, the 14 agility. So that's also pulling when we literally just finished buffing and nobody had mana is definitely not a great idea. Okay, sorry, I'm skipping the song. I'm not a fan of the dubstep style music. Okay. I'm changing to the chill. I like this. And I'm like almost the only one buffing. Look at that. I use almost all of my candles just to buff these group because like I'm basically the only one doing it. All right, all right. We're getting there. We're getting there. It is not at all the smoothest run, for sure, but it's happening. You know, it's happening. This guy's trolling hard. That tank. Okay, I for some reason though this last boss is kind of tricky, so I don't know like how much this group with this guy will be able to do it if he just keeps trolling. But like he's good, like you know he has the gear to be able to do it. Yeah, so the reason why you clear this room basically is what's happening is when you pull this boss, you need to kite him. You need to kite the boss close to these little like Assyrian crystal, right? So this raw looking creature, raw is like raw, like the Egyptian god, right? So what you do is you kite him close to this, then you activate it. It's gonna go there, and then you need to run around the map, literally on your map like this, and like whatever. You know, you run around the map, and then you just click on these to activate them, and then you bring the boss to them and stuff. So there needs to be a person that kind of like, you know, runs around and like look up for stuff, and they need to like tag it on the ground, and like it's a lot of it like team effort. But these crystals can literally pop anywhere on the screen. They can pop anywhere in that whole entire area. So it means that's why you have to clear the whole thing, because like, you don't want to have to be fighting one of these guys while having the boss that literally chases you down, you know? And then we pray that either the gloves of wisdom or the shackles drop. I think that like the shackles technically are the biggest upgrade for me, but for some reason I kind of want the oh my god. Wow, that was bad. So we're just gonna wait until the res. I'm just sending a quick text message here. So the reses are coming in, and then we'll have a second try. So far, it's not going great. Okay, it's almost there. It's almost there. We almost have the whole groups. Okay, as resurrection pending. Got it. Okay. Other priests are doing it. Are they though? They are. They just buffed everyone, like, in their group, I guess. All right. Let's hope this one goes well. Hmm. Oh god. Okay, okay, okay. Gonna be fun. We're gonna be fun. We're gonna be fun. Well, definitely not going well. I have a feeling that it's one last wipe and then the group is going on for sure. All right. Let's hope this time is the last one. I'm considering going to like maybe switching for this to have a little more MP5. No, because I feel like I don't know, I just feel to be able to kind of like just to be like what's it called, like a fight that lasts a long time. But at the same time, yeah, I feel like I am saving mana by using like lower rank spells, but the tanks are taking like so much like spike damage that you don't really use lower rank spells anyway. Yeah, I think I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna put this gear on. All right. There. Ooh, that's a good groove. Like that. I have the groove. I don't think I'm gonna be running around. I'm gonna just stay with the tanks. Yeah, we're gonna lose a little bit of healing, but here at least we're gonna have a little more MP5, so that way, like, because it feels like the you know, the fight is a lot more. It's about kind of like spikes more than anything else. I can't wait to add this staff. I cannot wait to have this staff. Soon, soon. Soon. It's like they're asking people to buff salvation and then they just buff like kings and wisdom. Like I think it's okay. I don't think as a healer, particularly as a priest having fate and like all of that stuff, I really don't think that we need salvation. But it's just the fact of like, can I people not know? Anyway, this is gonna be the last try. The last try. Hopefully, the 2 items I needed from this place or from this guy. You know. I think B Salt is dead. Oh. Okay, it's going smoother. Okay, it's going better. It's going better. Damn. We have any soulstone? I definitely like another try. It's like it's basically the only reason I came here. So. It would really suck. We had to drop it there, but I think that's what's. A 2% left. What are we gonna do, chat? I feel like that's probably gonna be it for me. I think that's good. So they're just distributing loot right now. But while they're distributing the loot, folks, I think I'm just gonna call it a day. Yep, I'm gonna call it a day, chat. Thank you very much for tagging along. I'm sorry we didn't get to like clear the AQ20. I wish you would have been to stay along and like seeing us clearing it. And I hope that obviously you would have been able to see me get the loot, you know, that we wanted. But you know, sometimes it happens. You know, not all groups are gonna be able to wipe the boss, to kill the bosses, whatever. They're definitely gonna be able to wipe it. But Innocent, thanks for tagging along. I really appreciate it. Thanks for, you know, Shay for the amazing conversation and, you know, dropping the like on the stream. I really appreciate it. All of you, you know, people on Twitch and other people, people on YouTube, you can always go see on my channel to see my video. A video that talks about what I want to do with this channel and what I'm trying to achieve, a little bit about my background and all of that stuff. But the people on Twitch, if you want to see that same video, we can just !info in the chat and you'll be able to see that. But for all of you, thank you very much for tagging along. I really appreciate it. I had a good time. I hope you did too. And I'm looking forward to be able to see you next time. I'll stream tomorrow night, same time, 10:30 to 12. I do 10:30 to 12 from Sunday to Thursday, 10:30 p.m. to 12 a.m. Sunday to Thursday. So you know where to find me. Make sure that if you enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like, drop a follow, click on the notification bell to see when I'm going to be live. And I will see you next time. Thank you very much.